We continue our reading of Lest We Forget, a daily devotional by author George R. Knight. Today's reading, June 9. But there was one health reformer. And the Lord will take away from you all your sickness. Deuteronomy 7:15. Joseph Bates, as in so many other areas of Sabbatarian Adventism, was the movement's pioneer health reformer. As a sea captain in 1821, he had abandoned hard drink when he realized that he looked forward to his daily dram more than he did food. Soon he discarded wine in 1822, tobacco in 1823, and all other forms of alcohol in 1824. Then in 1831 he swore off tea and coffee because it is poison. It had such an effect upon my whole system, he wrote, that I could not rest nor sleep until after midnight. Next to go were flesh food. In February 1843, he recalled, I resolved to eat no more meat. In a few months after, I ceased using butter, grease, cheese, pies, and rich cakes. He had first become alerted to the advantages of a vegetarian diet in 1820, when he discovered that 2 potato-eating Irish laborers could outwork 7 or 8 of his meat-eating men. Later, such writers as Sylvester Graham led him further toward a complete vegetarian diet. Bates' life was a good advertisement for the benefits of health reform. In contrast to most of the other early Sabbatarian leaders, he had exceptional health from the time that he left the sea in the late 1820s. He was ill only 2 times that we know of, and both episodes were apparently malaria. In his 79th year, he testified to a health convention regarding his early health reform experiences and on the excellent health that had resulted. Contrary to my former convictions that if I was ever permitted to live to my present age, I should be a suffering cripple from my early exposure in following the sea. Thanks be to God, whose rich blessing ever follows every personal effort to reform, that I am entirely free from aches and pains, with a gladdening, cheering prospect that if I continue to reform and forsake every wrong, I shall, with the redeemed followers of the Lamb, stand without fault before the throne of God. Before the early 1860s, however, Bates was a silent health reformer. When asked why he did not use certain foods, his usual reply was, I have eaten my share of them. James White reports that he did not mention his views of proper diet in public at that time, nor in private, unless questioned upon the subject. That would change in 1863. But before moving on, we should reflect on the connecting link between healthful living and vigorous health. The relationship was not accidental in Bates' life, and it isn't in ours either. This concludes our reading today of Lest We Forget.